I believe I'm speaking for everyone in this room when I say I'm really looking forward to the next few days. On behalf of FPA, I'd like to thank you for your passionate leadership and creativity. You are truly one of a kind.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you there? All set?
Thank you.
Okay, right there. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. As the current president of FPA, I too would like to welcome you to the FPA Experience 2011 in sunny San Diego. I hope many of you arrived in time to spend a little time outside in this wonderful city. But though we've moved inside, it doesn't mean the great experiences are set to end. The FPA Experience Task Force, comprised of hardworking volunteer and staff leaders, has developed an extensive program schedule that offers new ideas and fresh approaches to traditional concepts. Plus, they've built in plenty of time for networking and building new relationships. So when you head home at the end of the weekend, you should be carrying a notebook full of tips, ideas, and a briefcase full of new business cards, as well as one of these. A wristband carrying the simple message, clients first. Clients first. It's a simple concept, really, but one that can be easily lost in the day-to-day hustle and bustle of trying to achieve that elusive work-life balance. Yet by dedicating ourselves to applying first and foremost our energies to our client relationships, we're contributing to a cause much larger than our own personal imprint. Instead, we're fueling the advancement of the financial planning profession. Now I know that the financial planning profession is a special composite of individuals. Many of us can point to a unique focus or niche, and but we're truly unified in our vision, mission, and purpose. Put the letters after our names aside, and you realize that our common bond is that person, that couple, or family that sits across the conference room table from us, or that person attentively taking notes in one of our seminars, or someone who makes that urgent phone call before, during, or after a life-changing event. To that end, my firm belief is that everyone in this country needs a third party with whom to discuss the issues of life and money. Matters that are simply too difficult to handle on one's own. As financial planners, we are that third party. And as FPA members, we see ourselves as part of a community of communities. A community of financial planning professionals who are committed to delivering valuable services that follow a fiduciary standard of the highest quality. Now, stepping back a bit, I know we've all followed a myriad of paths to get to where we are today. Some it's the first career, some second, some maybe even third or fourth. Some of us are fee only, some fee-based, and some in a commission pay structure. We have full-time planners and accountants, lawyers, and other professionals who've developed planning offerings for their clients. CFPs, CFAs, CPAs, and CHFCs. Now, you probably know this, but I'm going to resend a message. FPA has never been a purebred organization. Hatched in 2001, January 1st, 2001, The financial planning profession combined members of the Institute of Certified Financial Planners and the International Association for Financial Planning. Shortly thereafter, FPA threw its doors open, and they remain open, to financial planners of any stripe who align with FPA's values, advocacy efforts around the profession, and related consumer rights. It's true that the commingling of two organizations and other professionals hasn't always been easy. And yes, there's been some turbulence since 2000. The spin-off of the broker-dealer community, our bold stand against the SEC, and the challenges caused by the 2008 financial market meltdown. But here we are in 2011, remaining committed to who we are. FPA is about high values. It's about connections, and it's about financial planning and clients receiving the best experience they can. The high standard of the CFP mark is also one of the defining values of this organization. FPA has welcomed those who subscribe to these values. We continue to look to the future as well. We're looking at different ways to put more resources behind research, advocacy, and public awareness. And look at us now, over a decade later, FPA is not only still standing, but we're back on a path of growth. Why? Because we're great at being who we are. It's great news indeed. Yet every once in a while, my enthusiasm is clouded by the insistence that some want to revisit the initial ICFP-IAFP marriage. Questions like who won? Who caved? What are we and who are we? I'm here to tell you it's been nearly 12 years. It's time to move on. We're all part of FPA. We're all part of FPA, an organization dedicated to furthering the financial planning profession. We're all driven by a single vision. And as part of our recently launched organizational review and values assessment, we hosted a summit a month ago where we invited some of the top thinkers and leaders within our membership to talk to the board of directors. We all learned a lot and walked away energized for this profession, this association, and our shared future. We also walked away with a unified vision. FPA is about many things, but there are some that cut straight to the core of who we are. FPA is about values. We're about community, and we're about the value of local connections through chapters. FPA is about financial planning. It is what we do. And we are about adherence to the CFP board's ethical standards and code of conduct, and FPA's own special FPA standard of care. This is what our founders and leaders gave us, and it's time that we live by it without apology. As part of this effort, we're working on a strategic plan that will help guide us into the future. A strategic vision is driven by delivering superior member value, being the authoritative source for the profession, serving as the credible voice to the public. When we serve our members, the profession, and society well, we're building the strength of our organization. When our work in these areas is achieving at the highest levels, it ensures that FPA will deliver on its primary aim, to be the community that fosters the value of financial planning and advances the practice and profession of financial planning. At the true foundation of FPA are our core values: integrity, stewardship, relationships, competence. And our core competencies: advocacy, community, leadership, knowledge. Our board and staff have worked closely to develop the organizational priorities that will help us serve the member with continuous learning initiatives and community. The profession, develop financial planning as a profession and looking closer at a potential peer review process. Our priorities will also serve our society by communicating the value of financial planning in the communities across the country. Organization with a focus on identity, culture, accountability, and communication. And engagement with our 95 chapters. We know this is a work in progress, yet we are excited to walk the path ahead, achieving even greater results for the FPA. And along our journey, you will play an important role by giving us your feedback, sharing your voice to all of us who are ready to listen. We are listening to you here in San Diego. FPA extended our values assessment survey just for you. We need to hear your opinion. Please visit the FPA membership booth or the Technology Cafe, both located in the exhibit hall, and take a few minutes to complete the values survey at the computers provided. I want to hear your thoughts. And please, for the good of the profession, we need to set aside our biases, preferences, stale hang-ups, and opinions, and direct that energy across the table. Channel it into putting clients first. As FPA president this year, I've had a privilege of participating in the efforts of the Financial Planning Coalition. This body, which represents about 75,000 financial planners, is a collaboration between FPA, the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards, and the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors. This coalition's mission, most immediately, it's been advising legislators and regulators on how to best protect consumers via the fiduciary accountability and transparency. But it's also taking that near-term goal and pushing it into the future, exploring where the profession must be 10, 20, or 30 years down the line to be relevant and essential. Now, this is the profession, not the distinct associations. The financial planning profession. You know, we here in the U.S. are a little spoiled. I consider France, Hungary, and Bulgaria. Having recently visited these countries or visited with planners from these countries, I learned that many of their financial planners do not operate under the concept of a fiduciary standard. Yet, as more and more individuals in these countries are responsible for their personal finances, they're clamoring for such a professional, ethical framework. And they're asking if they can adopt FPA's standard of care. Now, against that backdrop, I'm dismayed by the segregation of potential clients that occurs still in this country. If we want to be a profession living up to a unifying standard and fulfilling the craving for a global standard, we can't simply serve a select group. All Americans need our services. All Americans need our services today and tomorrow. This spring, FPA exchanged written statements with its coalition partners, NAPFA and the CFP Board. And we focused on the vision of planning in 2020. We see a vision for our future, a world where financial planning stretches far beyond investment prowess and asset allocation. Recognizing the integral role of money in every aspect of our lives, we see financial planning education being elevated into and integrated with the study of law and medicine, psychology, and social work. We see the demand for financial planning services soaring from households rich, middle class, and poor. At the foundation of this future, we envision an effective network of practitioners still reporting to a respected regulatory authority and all sworn to adhere to a code of ethics and conduct universally demanded by consumers for all financial planning conversations and advice. Bold projections? Perhaps. But it's a place I believe we can go. We can, that is, if we start looking beyond our immediate concerns today and renew our pledge to higher standards in the future from the broader FPA community and our present standard of care. For within that broader FPA community, I believe our sphere of influence can expand greatly if we all agree that it's time to let go of the past and turn to the future. Time to put words into action. Time to live up to the words we say. Time to set a standard for the world. And time to put clients first, always. Thank you for your time, your efforts, and your energy. I hope you have a great conference. Thank you.